During the mid-2000s, as the war in Iraq was happening, Task Force Black, along its various names, was formed as an effort of countering various insurgency groups. The unit was a collaboration between British Special Forces such as SAS and SBS, and American units including Delta and occasionally SEAL Team 6. Some of their primary missions included direct action raids on high-value targets, kill or capture missions targeting insurgent leaders, counter-terrorism, especially against AQI and later other insurgency groups. Task Force Black pioneered the use of night raids including fast-roping helicopters, UAV reconnaissance and real-time signal intelligence, and high-tempo, high-risk operations sometimes conducting multiple raids per night. Their approach relied heavily on precision intelligence as modeled similarly to the US JSOC Task Force 121 and later Task Force 145. There is not too many pictures of them, but I found a few and I would like to dig deeper into their gear. Beginning with this photo and the guy on the left, on his helmet, which is a Mitch 2000, he's wearing Anvis 9 night vision goggles. These were dual tube aviation night visions, which use the ball detent attachments to the helmet. For hearing protection on headset, I am pretty sure he's wearing contacts too, based on the year of production, but they could be Sordens as well. Now let's shift focus to the guy on the right, because he's wearing night vision, such as the PVS 21s, which are pretty interesting. These actually project an image onto a screen, so they're kind of weird because you're seeing kind of below where you're supposed to see. They don't really come up too often nowadays. One piece of gear which is really cool is the jacket of the guy on the left. I actually own this piece, that's why I kind of had the idea for the video, but it's a reversible Gore-Tex jacket that came in various different colors, one of the most popular being Desert Night Camo and DCU. This jacket blew up in popularity back in 2020, that's why I got it to be honest, and it's been seen worn by some cool dudes such as CIA, Delta and SEAL Team 6 operatives in Afghanistan and Iraq. So looking at plate carriers, this guy, I'm pretty sure he's wearing a Paraclete RRV, and these were pretty popular for soft dudes back in the day. I found some images, they're probably now outdated by today's standards, but these were not too uncommon to see. Additionally, there is a chance that CRAS plate carriers and possibly AVS showed up in this time period. Talking about some guns now, the guy on the right is using a Submod M4, which is probably a 14.5, with a ACOG and a piggyback red dot, which I cannot identify which one it is. But he's using a PEC-2 laser and an older Streamlight, possibly Surefire light, with a vertical grip and the suppressor, which I'm not sure which one it is. But then he has a Car 15 stock, it seems, or maybe just an older style collapsible stock. So guy on the left is getting the better stuff, which leads me to assume he's the Delta Force guy because he's wearing a H&K 416, and we're gonna see more of these coming up. But pretty standard setup, EOTech, and then he's getting the newer at the time PEC 15 laser with a smaller light, which actually I'm not sure which one it is. But other than that, pretty simple setup. So we got a lot of the details kind of out of the way, and now some of the gear is gonna start to cycle, but I wanted to cover some more pieces here and there. Here we can see the usage of Patagonia's or Orc Industries PCU level 5s in the guy in the middle, and the mix of match of camos between American and British. So interestingly enough, here we see Desert DPM, DCU, UCP, and then what looks like AR1, which is probably newer at the time. So we see that do a little appearance. This guy here is sporting the PVS 21s again, which I really wonder how common they were amongst these guys because you don't really see them anywhere else. So this picture is kind of the more modern one, I guess, because you start to see some multicam combat clothing, which was probably quite new at the time. It looks like the combat top the guy is wearing on the right is one of the earlier gen prototype ones, and some of these guys were known to use prototypes from Cry Precisions, LBTs, and companies like that. But what's also interesting is the fact that for some reason the night vision goggles are blurred out in this photo. I wonder if at the time some of these models were being considered not quite public knowledge yet, but my guess is probably a lot of Anvis 9s and whatnot being worn by these guys. HNK for 16s again with similar setups that we discussed before, so EOTechs, PEF 15s, and I'm assuming those are PEF 15s. They could be different model, but they really look like that. And you know, just lights, nothing special here.